Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I actually want to talk about the Daryl spinoff, and we actually have some pretty big news here. We actually have some casting, and this is quite exciting here. There's actually two lead characters that have been cast, and these characters are going to be big characters. They're actually leads opposite of Norman Reedus, so they're going to be a part of literally the main cast for this show. And so far, we know it's going to be three characters. It's going to be Daryl, Isabel, and Quinn. So let's actually get into this here. So before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. Once the show wraps up in 2 weeks from now, we'll still talk about the ending there. If there's a post-credit scene, we'll talk about that for a week or two or so afterwards. But our focus is going to shift a lot, obviously, to the spin-offs and stuff, talking about Rick Grimes' return, because, going into the end of November, early December, there's going to be a lot of hype building for, the first official, look at Rick Grimes, or at Andrew Lincoln's return as Rick Grimes, because he's set to film in just January, literally 2 months from now. So there's going to be a lot to talk about. We're going to be going into that, some teasers that we get for Dead City, talking about that storyline. We actually have the casting here. I got this from Variety here. I think Deadline originally reported this. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'll leave a link down below here to Variety's article. Definitely recommend checking it out. And they said that the two leads that have been cast here, and I'm going to butcher these names, I know I'm going to, but these characters are going to be very big characters. These aren't just going to be side characters or whatever. They're actually going to be a pretty big part of the story. And honestly, I could see these characters coming back to Alexandria and stuff one day. I can actually see these characters playing a pretty big role here in the story, because I think that's one of the advantages that these spinoffs now have, right? We can meet new characters, and maybe these characters can be our new favorite characters, right? Because that's the one thing with The Walking Dead as of, I guess the last, I don't know how long, is that they don't introduce new fan favorites in that sense. I guess it's hard to as well, because they have such a big cast that it's hard to really really like a character. Connie, it's really crazy. Connie as a character has just really, really taken off. And everyone loves the character. Even my girlfriend, she's a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever, when she went back and rewatched all of season 9 and 10 and stuff to get into season 11. Actually, I think she rewatched a little bit of season 8 because she was kind of off for a bit. As soon as the show introduced Connie, she was like, oh my God, this character is amazing. And it's true. We were so excited for Magna's group because of the comic. I feel like at this point, that group is called Connie's group now, right? Connie in the comics was literally a nothing character, literally almost equivalent to Lance in the same way. They were literally just nothing characters in the comic, but on the show, they just transform those characters. I think Lauren Ridloff is just an amazing addition to this show. It's really incredible. And that's what I want to see here. I really hope that, and the characters' names here are Quinn and Isabel. I actually really hope that they become fan favorites. I think there's a possibility, it depends on the writing. It depends on, the scenes that are going on and just what's happening and stuff like that. But we're going to have to wait and see. I actually want to get into what is actually said here. There's a description of these characters here, so I'm going to get into that. So Isabel is described as a member of a progressive religious group who joins forces with Daryl on a journey across France and finds herself confronting her dark past in Paris. And now the other character, Quinn, has become powerful in post-apocalyptic Paris as a black marketeer and the owner of the Demi-Monde or something like that. It's a nightclub. So whoa, reading that description there, I'm that's what is even happening with the story here? So first, I guess let's just actually focus on that one thing there. So Quinn seems to have a pretty big connection with the higher ups. So whatever is happening there, where there's this bigger entity equivalent to the CRM. I mean, I think it's actually going to be the CRM. Quinn has that connection to them, right? Quinn actually has some sort of connection with, I'm guessing, with the higher ups. And I mean, there's going to be a nightclub, so that's really interesting, because I'm pretty sure Dead City as well is going to have, well, I guess it's not a nightclub, it's actually going to be a bar or something like that, right? But that's going to be really weird. I don't know why. For me, I'm picturing just Daryl in this nightclub and there's neon lights and stuff going on. I could totally see that being the case here. Now, the one thing that I feel this hints at with the story is if they have a nightclub, wherever they're at, it's actually pretty safe, right? It makes sense. If they have a nightclub here and it's actually used as a nightclub, this community has to be, for the most part, somewhat safe. And that's why I really do wonder if there's a lot of connections here with the Civic Republic, or I guess CRM. The other character who's also the lead is named Isabel, and it said that she was described as a member of a progressive religious group who joins forces with Daryl on a journey across France and finds herself confronting her dark past in Paris. So she's going to be most likely the first character that Daryl runs into. That's kind of how I see this playing. Whenever Daryl arrives there in Paris, I think he'll wonder why. He's going to walk around this and that. he might actually run into Isabel, and I think they'll meet. I really feel like this is how the first episode is going to play out, and I'm literally going based off of nothing here, but I feel like the way this is going to play out is he's going to wake up in France wondering what's happening here, why am I here, and I think he's going to try and do some investigative work here and there. I think he'll meet Quinn after, he'll run into her, and, you know, she might run away, this and that. He's going to chase her down and then just be like, why am I here? Like, where am I? This and that. And then maybe there's some sort of confrontation. Something goes down, but basically they meet. And then maybe we see them travel. And then by the end of the episode, you know, they run into this nightclub, and then we see Quinn, right? The new character here. And then in episode 2, we focus on that character as well. I can see that sort of playing out like that. I feel like it's a pretty basic, you know, pilot episode here. You know, you introduce those 2 newer characters here. And again, these 2 new characters are probably going to be a pretty big part of the series going forward here. So it's kind of nice to get this, because you can kind of picture the way that the spin-off's actually going to look and play out. You can picture what the story's going to kind of look like here, right? So I'm very excited. I'm very excited about these 2 new characters. You know, you got to think of what's actually going to be Daryl's story at this point, because he's going to know Rick's alive at this point. Like, I really do believe he's going to find out in the finale here. And I think he's going to be trying to find him. I mean, I guess technically, I think he'll be trying to find him at first, but then is taken away over here. So I think the story in the first season here is going to be, you know, maybe he talks about like, well, I found out my friend was alive and I went to go and look for him, and then I woke up here, right? Like, that could be something that is said a lot throughout the first season here. And we know that the CRM are located in France, right? Because of the World Beyond post-credit scene. So just based off of that, like, he's going to be dealing with them as well. And there's also going to be those very aggressive walkers. So there's all of that. So I really like it, because we can start to picture what it's actually going to look like here in terms of these newer characters. You know, Daryl's going to know Rick's alive. There's going to be the CRM there, although I think the CRM could look very different over there. I don't know if it's going to be what we know it as, you know, in the US and stuff. I think in France, it might look totally different, because I know that they're going to be using castles and stuff like that. So I think it's going to look very different here. And then on top of all of that stuff with, you know, meeting these new characters, the Rick connection or the CRM stuff, there's going to be these aggressive walkers. So I actually think this season's going to be really epic, to be honest. And then we'll see where this ends, but I feel like maybe he makes the decision to stay here in France and help out Quinn and Isabel. And we'll see where that goes. Like, if there's a CRM related storyline here, or just like whatever happens there. Obviously, we have to watch the first season. We have to actually see the footage and all of that. And then we'll just kind of see where we go for season 2 and stuff like that. Because remember, there's going to be familiar faces. So it might not just be Daryl, Quinn, and Isabel. Like, there might actually be, I know people have been talking about Lydia. Maybe Lydia's there. That's also a possibility. I think that'd be kind of cool. And remember, Carol could also return. It seems like Norman Reedus was strongly hinting at that anyways. I don't think it's going to be in season 1, but I think in season 2, Carol's going to be on this show as well. So does Carol go to France? Or does Daryl come back to America and then, you know, runs into Carol then? We'll have to wait and see, but I'm very excited here. So definitely post your thoughts down below. Post some predictions that you have, I guess, for the Daryl spinoff. I also should note that I think that's one of those things that we could learn once the finale airs, is more of a direct sort of direction, right, for the Walking Dead universe and stuff. Because right now we know the spinoffs are happening next year, but there's not a lot of details on them. And I think they announced it, but I think that they're going to really get into some of the details of those spinoffs and what exactly is the plan now that The Walking Dead's over and stuff, right? So I think Gimple could give us a lot of details there. You know, talking about, we're planning this for the Daryl show, we're planning this for the Maggie and Negan show, we're planning this for the Rick and Michonne show. Maybe he actually confirms that the Rick and Michonne show, it's a limited series for now, but there's the potential for there to be more and this and that. We'll just sort of take it, you know, one season at a time, talk a little bit more about some of the story and all of that, and just overall talk about the plan. And maybe there will be a hint there that, yeah, like, we're not done yet. There's still going to be another few more years of stories and stuff like that. Like, I think that could be what he talks about. And yeah, I'm just very excited to see where that's actually going to go here. I mean, they're going to talk about the main show a lot. I think Talking Dead is supposed to be like close to 2 hours, or it's like an hour and a half or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's also longer. Maybe it's an hour still. I don't know, but it's definitely going to be really big, because I think you're going to have a lot of cast members, previous cast members and stuff on there, talking about their memories on the show. It's going to be really remarkable, really crazy. It's going to be, honestly, a really insane night to remember. I'm not going to be able to watch Talking Dead just because I got to do my videos and stuff after I watch that episode, but I will definitely check it out afterwards and see all the new info that we do learn and all that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what's actually going to happen here. But yeah, definitely post your thoughts down below on the Daryl spinoff, and, you know, I guess what you think about these 2 newer characters here. Are they intriguing to you, or do you not really care too much? Definitely post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.